Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've decided that the call of the masses is too strong, and you've asked for it, so we're going to give it to you. We're going to bring you the tiebreak of G5 versus Tetris. That will, of course, bring the grand final down to a best of one due to maintenance. So we're going to have to rush this one through as fast as we can. But you've asked for it. We're giving it to you. This is G5 versus Tetris. Welcome again to Skimmy and Starving. Boys, it is all yours.
Go for it, mate.
Thank you, thank you. While Skimmy's taking that away and doing his admin stuff here and there, I guess I can spin a couple yarns. So, yep, the next couple of teams we are going to see is Tetris and G5 for that tiebreaker. People have been spamming us and telling us, that's not good enough. We need to see that. We need to see them fight. People want to see more of G5, and they didn't see them last week, so they're like, you know what? Get them in there. Gust them in. Falstaff flies on in. He's got global pressure. He can be on a, we could squeeze one in before the maintenance report.
Oh, I'm sure we can. If this game gets done and dusted in, say, 8 minutes' time, then we'll be happy men.
10-minute quick match.
It's quicker than doing the old stats. Nobody likes a bit of math. That's why we all quit it from high school. But we tried it. It didn't work out this time. No. We'll give it another go another time. But here we go. Map veto tiebreaker to decide who goes up against Fission in that grand final.
Who's going to be?
Who's going to take it?
Yeah, so it's a tiebreaker. So Tetris and G5. I believe this is the first time they've gone up against each other. Correct me if I'm wrong. But Battlefield, no bans actually coming out yet, except for Tomb of the Spider Queen and a prompt response for Towers of Doom there.
Yeah, I believe they actually versed each other earlier on today. I'm just going to bring that one up on my screen now. And then we can see who was the victor, I believe. If it comes up for me now. Thank you, good old fiber internet.
Fiber internets. But I'll keep talking about the bands.
They haven't. Yeah. World first, World Star Hip Hop. Here we are.
World Star Hip Hop, boys. We're doing it. World Star Heroes.
We're
doing it. Cursed Hollow. And it's been banned out as well. Garden of Terror, all these maps that we always see banned out. Tomb of the Spider Queen. I like that map, Skimmy. Weavers.
I mean, it used to be very popular before Infernal Shrines, at least. It still was for quite a while afterwards, but now I think teams are realizing it's just one of those maps that you just can't close off. The spiders as an objective aren't really that impactful.
Yeah.
So you see quite ridiculous games in the competitive scene where they're just drawn out to 30 minutes, and you think a small map, quick games? Not really.
Yeah. Not like Tales of the Dome or anything like that, when you can squeeze the game in pretty quickly. Quite a time limit set on that. Black Hearts Bay being banned out, as well as Battlefield of Eternity. So both quite large maps, leaving Dragonshire, Infernal Shrines, and Sky Temple. So Dragonshire, quite a medium to large size map. Infernal Shrines is quite sizable as well, I guess you could say. But we're going to have to wait and see. The last two that are remaining now, Dragonshire and Infernal Shrines. I don't believe we've seen an Infernal Shrines today, so that'd be very nice. Always like a bit of John Cena WWE action, and there it goes.
There it is, indeed. Very popular map, and for a reason, too. Tetris, I mean, they got the first pick, the first ban. Wouldn't be surprised to see them either take out the Kelfast or the Zul. Waveclear really is far too good on this map.
Oh, it really is. And there's a lot of picks you can go. You can go the Kerrigan for the Ravage. He can bounce in between and get the assimilation of the shields. You can even go Kelfast with the chain bombs, or even a Rhaegar with the electric shields.
Yep.
So there's a lot of worth you can get out of a lot of characters in this sense. Even the Sonya. So have to wait and see who they ban out first. Obviously, a lot of really good bans there. But they are hovering this for quite some time, really trying to decide. We've got first pick. We can pick an OP. Let's make the right decision here.
Yeah, it's money in the line here, Starving, right now, so you don't want to rush things down. You have a bonus time pool for a reason. They take out the Zul, so no surprises in that respect. It means they're highly valuing the Wizards instead. Now, G5 with the second pick, it's whether or not they take out the Kelfas. They do, though. Tetris might then respond by going for the Illidan first pick. We saw Negative Synergy do it before, and they did it quite successfully as well.
Yeah, look at that. Kelfas being hovered for G5, but they do actually pick up they ban out the Illidan there. So very, very smart indeed. I would have to agree with that. And I mean, the ANZ chat are going to love that because, they commented before, they see it every game.
Well, they just realised that, hey, we can counter Kelfast far easier than we can counter Illidan. And if you take out Kelfast, then Illidan has a much easier time. No surprise then Tetris say, well, we're going to get one or the other. We're going to pick up that Kale, and G5 will then be given a chance to respond with their own two picks.
Exactly. So we mentioned before how strong Kale is on this map, or how strong he can be. And pretty much just because of the chain bombs, the Phoenix, the zoning potential. But look at G5 now hovering the Tessadar. Are they going to go the double semi support? Maybe the Tyrande and the Tesla. They're always very strong. We have seen a lot of it in the past, maybe even a Tesla and Brightwing for that global pressure and the much needed shielding, but Illidan has been banned, of course. So
yeah, Tesla this early on, very, very solid pick. AoE clear, which can sort of contribute to those shrines much the same as Kael'thas can. A support as well, which allows you to go for the Sonya, which in my opinion is the stronger pick for this map. The bouncer between the two best bruisers right now, Thrall, Sonya, which one are you going to lock in? The Orc or the Barbarian? It looks to be right now, they got bipolar, they're not sure which way to go.
They're not sure. I mean, one of the main reasons, ladies and gentlemen, that Sonya is pretty good on this map, more so maybe than the Thrall, is because of the Whirlwind. So it just allows you to pick up those skulls that little bit faster. Infernal Shrines, you can maybe leave her to her own soaking, or leave it to the shrine yourself while you fend everyone else off, and she can pick them up quite quickly in comparison to, say, Thrall.
That's a strong response pick really to that Kael'thas, because Kael'thas once again is going to have a very hard time. You know, if he gets picked, that Sonya is going to give you a bad day, and Tetris now need to build themselves a strong fort to protect that Kael'thas, almost like protect the Cogmore League, protect the Kael'thas and Hots.
Exactly, and you know, with Sonya, it's quite a direct approach, isn't it? Because you get the spear off, you get the follow-through hit, you get that AA, and then you follow up with a seismic slam. A lot of damage unloaded very quickly off a mini stun, so you don't really have too much time to react. The only real reaction, I guess you could say, would be to Gravity Lapse, or in this case, they've now picked up an Uther for the Divine Shield and Healing.
Yeah, no surprise with that Uther pick. They're most definitely, I'd say, quite confidently going to ban out the Rhaegar too, like we saw last game. You know, when you have Kael'thas, you don't want to let them have that. Not to mention, Rhaegar combined with a Tassadar is a really strong pairing for this map in particular, and for what they've got so far. Now, where do Tetris go from here? Do they pick up the tank? ETC would be my choosing, because it just counters the Kel far too hard. It's what they're hovering right now. They're down to 30 seconds in that bonus time pool, but they do lock it in. Great comp looking so far for Tetris.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. The ETC and Uther combo, you said it's going to be so good, so strong. If you get the range on the power slide as well, which most people do actually tend to pick up, you know, you're going to be able to slide in there, no worries, get the ETC mosh pit off and really go from there. Actually, G5 looking to maybe possibly ban out Sylvanas, maybe for the Wailing Arrow or something like that. Very peculiar.
You know, they're bouncing between a fair few different bans, and they've sort of held on this Thrall for the longest period so far. A smart ban gives them another engagement tool, allows them to follow it up with a mosh pit, amongst all the other CC that currently Tetris have in their possession. But just a great pick overall to prevent them matching what Sonya can do. Now Tetris, with their choosing of the ban, like I said before, I believe it's going to be Rhaegar, but you know, they might surprise me with something else.
Yeah, it's obviously a very strong ban. Obviously, we talked about the chain bombs before, and the ancestral healing. I can top up someone very fast. But yeah, very strong ban. You definitely want to have a split healer, I guess you could say, in some regard when dealing with a Kael'thas, just because of those chain bombs. So, you know, it does look like they actually ban out the Mirrodin to kind of counterrate the Sonya and Tassadar combo kind of going on. But G5 respond immediately by saying, well, they don't lock it in, but they're hovering the Rhaegar. I really think they will go for the Rhaegar. There's no real other option here, in my opinion. Yeah,
it's interesting, I say. So they value the tank just that much more than the support itself. So maybe a respect pick there towards Penta in terms of his ability to play the Mirrodin, as opposed to Luminum's ability to play the Rhaegar. So I have to see how that one bites them back. But, you know, if that's a KVA Sonya, he's going to have a lot of enables to allow him to do his job to the maximum ability.
Oh, a lot of shield skimmy and a lot of backup for that Sonya. So that Sonya is going to be a very confident Sonya in this game. Felstad being hovered now for the side of G5, and of course they are called Gustum 5. We talked about it being a crux of their name and a
really
crux
is.
of their team, and if they don't pick it up, they'll be tilted. So.
Very much so. You know, if you don't have that Gust in your possession, then what does your team mean? You kind of lose all self-purpose as to why you're playing this game. So once again, a great pick for one global soak, not to mention the fact that it's a great way of segregating that team, splitting them up, and also a way to interrupt that mosh pit and prevent it being such a big threat.
Exactly. So the last two picks on the side of Tetris, we are getting close now. It's going to be so exciting. So, you know, ETC, Uther, and Kael'thas so far on the side of Tetris. The hovering Sylvanas, which would round out the comp quite nicely in a way. Silencing Arrow could really slow down things and really catch Rhaegar off, or even Felstad with a preemptive gust, or maybe something like an ancestral healing, getting an interrupt on that with the silence can be really detrimental. So really looking forward to that. They lock it in right away. The ETC is going to pair so well with that as well. So really excited to see Team Tetris's team comp coming out. That was a mouthful right there.
It gives them really good pushing ability, not to mention the fact that they can really combine it with everything else they have at their disposal. The CC can really be chained quite nicely together. You can either start the fight off with that wailing arrow, preventing anybody from actually interrupting the mosh pit when it comes across, or you can follow up the mosh pit with the silencer, which is a hard blocker CC, and you're locked out for about a good 7 seconds. How's that going?
Yeah, how is that going? So Anubarak is being, oh man, this is a scary, scary comp if I've ever seen one. Such a strong front line for the Kalfas.
I like their team comp.
I really like their team comp, Skimmy. Tetris looking so strong right now. And something you didn't actually mention, Skimmy, being the analytical mastermind that you were, or, in the past, is how strong it can be Sylvanas being on the side when you've got an Infernal Punisher, or when you've got a Punisher. Jumps over, you actually disable the turrets, and then it just goes ham, So it's not getting their damage out to it in the same way it would be without Sylvanas.
Yeah, no doubt, Starving. A bit of an oversight there, but, comes to really fruition, really, is, you get that Punisher, and, you punish even harder than before. You really sort of snowball the game from there. That Punisher, which might only, say, take down 2 towers, ends up taking down a fort. And if you find those small little victories here, there, and everywhere, it really starts to add up. So I have to see how this one pans out. Joanna is the final pick for G5. Gives them some good wave clear, which they really desperately needed, but also a way to sort of peel back and prevent what these divers are trying to achieve.
Indeed. So, Kurt Fox, is there any interesting, conclusions over there in the chat?
Lots of love going Tetris's way in the Twitch chat, boys. We've got, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 of the guys in Twitch chat all throwing their love out for Tetris. And how about that team comp? My God, that is scary good.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you want to talk about that a bit more, Skimmy. In terms of both team comps, which do you think is a bit more solid? I'm liking G5's team comp, but honestly, I can't draw away from Tetris.
I mean, for the map itself, Tetris, I would say they have this slight edge in terms of what theirs is going to really be able to do. It's whether or not they can snowball that advantage. If they fall behind in the early game, it's going to be a little bit rough for them. But, if G5 play this one to a T, if they really support what Sonya's trying to achieve, they're going to have a great time first. It should be quite safe, allowing to really set up the fights in a certain way. And, Penta, a great Joanna player, so it's going to be crucial for him to try and prevent and then really dive in that back line and
definitely
blowing up that Falster for free.
Yeah, it's going to be so interesting. And I mean, ladies and gentlemen, if you've got any more predictions and got any more thoughts on the game, who's dressed your favourite today? Is it me, Kit Fox? Is it Skimmy? Oh, it's not Skimmy, is it? It's me. But, if you've got any buzzy thoughts, you want to tell us your favourite colour, your favourite, I don't know, your favourite show, your favourite quote, maybe your favourite activity to do for the day. Here is the Storm was probably it. But we want to hear about it. We want to talk about it as well, so make sure you throw out those things in the chat. And make sure you look out for the MVP in this game for the Plantronics headset.
Indeed. And whilst we sort of fantasize about Starving walking on a beach, let's get this lobby underway.
Indeed. Can't be too far off now. Excuse me.
Do not forget, winner of this goes through to face Fission for the $50 cash prize. Negative Synergy over at DreamHack this week, representing Oceania. So this is everyone's best chance to walk away with the cash money prize. And let's not forget that Plantronics Rig 500 HD headset to be awarded at the end of the Fire and Ice Invitational. But G5 versus Tetris, lots of love in the Twitch chat for the Tetris boys, and they certainly do have a scary comp with Kale Uther, Tauren Chieftain, Sylvanas, and Anubarak. So boys, as you get that lobby underway, I'll throw it back to you.
Yeah, we're already ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is the call for this tiebreaker, and we're going straight into it head first. So we're getting into the game here. Like I said before, chuck your last minute predictions out before the game gets going, and well, we're certainly going to get it going here. How's that going, Skimmy?
How is it going indeed? Infernal Shrine's tiebreaker action, finals nearly there. And it's going to be Gustin 5 on the left-hand side, rocking the blue. It's KVA on Sonya, John playing Tassadar, Penta on Johanna, Morton is on the Falstead, and Aluminum is on Rhaegar.
And on the right-hand side, we do see Sharper playing Anubarak, Icebolt Water playing ETC, Juices playing Uther, the Skyfire on Kalthas, and Solution is the solution on Sylvanas.
He is the solution indeed. He'll be looking to try and provide a solution for his team with that punish you can see in your loading screen right now. So angry when awakened.
Yeah. Why did you wake me up? It's like an alarm clock in the morning. You got to go to work. You come out looking like that guy. You're not happy about it.
You see that alarm at 10 o'clock in the morning. You think, let's get a snooze on. It's 11. snooze, it's 12, you snooze, it's suddenly 4 o'clock in the evening and you're thinking, what am I doing with myself? Well, let's play some Heroes of the Storm.
Yep, let's play some Heroes of the Storm. You know, I could go to school, could go to university and do that sort of...
I could be productive, but I'm playing games.
Yeah.
I am pursuing esports. And I want $50 of money, team.
Yeah.
Come on.
Come on, team. $50. You can't really go wrong. That's a good time right there. So, you know, we almost get into the game. We're waiting on Uther's potato PC there. Maybe that their headset. It's not going to help his computer performance, but maybe it'll...
Ate him and been raged at by his team.
Yeah, maybe they'll yell at him so his PC runs a bit faster. But we're getting into the game here. So all jokes aside, got to get serious here. But let's look over the talents here real quick, Skimmy, as they select them up and go for it here.
Yeah, so let's have a quick look over the talents. You know, a few interesting ones so far. It's Conjurer's Pursuit galore so far right now on the side of Tetris. We're looking to try and just bounce between those lanes, allow them to reach that mid to late game with just that much more comfort. But on the left-hand side, everything is pretty standard so far. Just waiting for that Rhaegar to go for his pick. It could be between the totem or that increased movement speed. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, definitely. So a couple of teams, you know, just really trying to think this out, probably just talking to each other here. It looks like the talent has been picked up for Rhaegar there, and a bit of a engage may soon follow. Iceball Water taking the front line. It hasn't been popped yet. The power slide's still off cooldown for him there. And most of the damage actually going out onto the side of Tetris there. So G5 coming out on top of a wee tussle there, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it's really the age-old secret. Never face shook a brush because, you know, he did it. And he copped a beating, but he's a smart player. He is going to go back and he's not going to tap that well. So he's not going to miss too much as a result of this. It's just going to be a clearing of that lane as they do then bounce on out to top and bottom.
Oh, Skimmy, I'm feeling this one. There's certainly tension between these two teams. They don't want to be in the loser bracket, I guess you can say. And that it's semi, I guess you could say. And they want to win this one. They want to be close to their 50 buckaroos. So they're really going for it here. And both teams, you can see them rotating between the mid and bot lane, just trying to clear that out as fast as they can. G5 playing it pretty smart, saying, you know, they're going to rotate down now. Let's clear this while we have a clear chance.
Yeah, G5 with the slight lead at this stage, you're going to see them bouncing just a little bit quicker right now. And as a result, they have the XP advantage. XP is actually even, but just as a result of clearing those minions first, it looks stacked in their favor. But in terms of the top-hand side matchup, it's going to be Penta up against Sharpo. Sharpo should have the advantage in terms of damage output, but Penta's just looking to try and prevent that lane being pushed in too far.
Yeah, and they can afford to be pretty risky here. Look at KVA, they're actually doing that right now. I was just going to comment on this. Double gravity laps coming out and onto KVA and Luminum. Heals coming out as well, but the Spirit is on cooldown. They are going to have to back out. Quite a nice wee tussle. So this is what advantage you get when you're rotating back and forth just that little bit faster. You can go for these wee little engagements, deal a bit of a damage, and then go back. And with, you know, with the Gustum 5 team composition, they can do that quite nicely with KVA playing the Sonya because he has got a lot of self-healing there.
Now, with every level 1 talent now being acquired, Starving, the biggest thing I'm going to mention is the fact that with Sylvanas having as much influence on this game, she actually hasn't gone for Paralysis, which is the one that increases your black arrow duration by an extra 75%. That allows you basically just to disable infinitely if you cycle through your skills. So interesting choice there, opting for more wave clear as opposed to siege potential. So I have to see as this game goes on if it was the right call.
Yeah, maybe she's going to be looking to soak in the lanes more so than actually be there in those fights. But look at this in the bottom lane, there's actually a couple of members down there for side of Gustum 5, so they're not actually ready for this Punisher yet. They are rotating up now, and Morton's actually the first one there being the Felstead, so that's quite interesting. Joanna's still in the top lane, and Anubarak is actually quite low at the moment, Skimmy, so that's going to be interesting to see if he can actually drop back into this fight, whereas Penta can actually tap the well. Here we go, though, a bit of a fight breaking out as Iceball Water actually gets speared onto, and oh man, the power slide's already been used. Sharp are going to come in with a nice 3-man stun. They're connecting onto 3 members, and nice healing coming out. Juices couldn't quite get in 2 kills for the side G5, and they are probably going to be able to pick up this Arcane Punisher with relative ease.
Yeah, that's that brawling potential that we're talking about during the draft, Starving. You know, if they get ahead, you know, a team comp like this for G5 just really allow Johanna as that Sonya as well just to do their job to a T, and they just jump straight on towards that Calfast. There's not much you can do, despite their comp looking that scary. If they fall behind, they're going to have a bit of a bad time.
Yeah, exactly. So you can't really go wrong there. Certainly a punch-on comp if I've ever seen one there, Skimmy. So going to be very aggressive, definitely. We do see Sonya actually rotating towards the bot to get a bit more soak, and a bit of a tussle may actually break out onto the side of G5 here. Only 3 members actually capturing these skulls. They only need 2 more. They desperately need these. They don't want to miss out so far. One more. Come on, two more. Rhaegar's desperately auto-attacking away. One more. Come on, that's a slug. That's from an Uberak. You need the other ones. There we go. There it is. So Morton managing to pick it up for his team there, just in the nick of time, as it was looking pretty aggressive there on the side of Tetris for a wee while.
Yeah, and Uberak's will be split off from this one, which is a smart decision. They're saying, you know, we don't need everybody here to be defending this one. We're going to try and find ourselves an XP advantage whilst they find it from taking our mid forts. So, you know, it's jumped across already. The Arcane Punisher it is, with those lasers spinning around, trying to basically play fun and games with those dancing moves.
Yeah.
But it's not going to do too much at this stage. It's only level 7.
I think the Arcane Punisher very strong at level 1, pretty much just because of the damage output. It allows you to get a lot more structures, I think, than you would say with any other Immortal at the very start of the game. So I'm sure they're very glad that they got that one. It means that the third, or the fourth Punisher, I should say, the reset will be an Arcane one as well. So not bad at all for them. The Goatmen being picked up for both respective teams at the moment, and a big XP advantage, I guess you could say, for Gustum 5 is they look like they're going to be hitting the level 10 a bit faster than their enemies.
Follow through is being picked up again by ETC, this time from Ice Bold Water, but the biggest thing really is the Energy Royal being picked up at level 4 by Kelfar, so he's looking to just heal himself a little bit easier. He doesn't need that tank to do the job for him, so if he does get jumped upon, that cooldown's going to be drastically reduced. So I have to see how that one pans out. But also, the Locust Needles is being picked up at 4 as opposed to the Underking improvement. So he's looking to just trying to do a little bit more AoE damage when he's in those frontline battles.
Definitely. So an Uberak is no stranger to that sort of thing. Look at the damage coming out into Solution there. I think he can tap well. He'll be fine with Uther there as well. Going to be having a bit of a hard time against Sonya and Rhaegar, though, granted, because that is an aggressive wee tussling combo there. KVA looking to rotate up, actually sees that Rhaegar is getting ganked. That is 4v1. He is certainly going. Oh my lord, he is so low. Doesn't actually manage to live there. That could have been a big play if he did live.
Yeah, Lumen just caught out there. Unfortunately, KVA left him for dead, ran away, but you know, with 4 members rotating down from Tetris, there's not much you can do. If he had the heal, he might have just been able to live, but I think it was a foregone conclusion there. Just too many people and too much damage applied at the same time. But really, at this stage, the next shrine is about to spawn in 5 seconds time. G5 find themselves with the advantage both XP-wise, but also minion-wise, as they have the Shaman camp pushing the top, which is going to do far more work than this Khazra in the bot.
Yeah, definitely. The Khazra just aren't that good, are they, Skimmy? So, you know, Felstad is sitting up at the top lane now. He is going to get that soak, waiting for that level 10. We do see Sonya rotating down as well as the Nubarak, so he's going to be trying to get a bit of soak as well, but there's already 10 skulls, roughly 10 skulls being picked up for the side of Tetris, so that is not so good so far for the side G5. They are going to pick up the 10 early though, and here they come. So KVA picking up his ultimate there. Very, very nice. Of course, he's going to be able to wail away with the Wrath of Berserker there, and he's going to pop the Whirlwind and get straight into that fight. CC reduction is so large here, and Skyfire being taken out with the assistance of John there with a lovely wall. Sci-fi action. Are you a Transformer or are you a Protoss?
Well, that's it. I mean, once again, you jump on that Kalfast, especially Wrath of the Berserker. It's going to be a very hard time for you to try and pill that, especially if you don't have that Gravity Lapse available. But they didn't have 10, they just grabbed it now, despite that small advantage at the start. It doesn't really equate to much because they've already peeled away. They've tried to actually clear out these mercs. And Nubarak was doing a job up in that top lane, but he looks like he's being called down by the rest of the team. They are all regrouping now. Kalfast has just respawned. They're wanting to contest this one. G5 on 31 against 18, but it looks like Tetris want to re-engage.
Yeah, it actually does look like another fight is soon to break out here. Here comes the Skyfire back in with the Flame Strike coming out. Chain Bomb as well. That's actually going to hit 2 members of G5, one being the tank. Iceball Water being dropped very low by KVA. He's going for the Divine Shield being popped as well. So this is a massive split team fight. Solution getting dropped very low. Are they going to switch targets right now? Sharper is now the new target and switch onto Skyfire as they try and unload the damage. KVA is just receiving so much CC. Lovely gust and ancestral healing to really go off there. Iceball Water now. The cow is going to get mincemeat as he does get taken to the slaughterhouse.
Beautiful, beautiful. That's your bread and butter right there. The gust coming out.
Mince.
It really was. I mean, that's your that's your full-course meal right there. Served on the platter. You got your host, you got your chef coming out, greeting you with the special of the day. And the special of the day there was the gust serving straight on towards your mosh pit.
Onto the mosh.
I mean, you could see almost Iceball. It looked too good to be true.
Yeah,
the Wailing Arrow came across in a choke point. They all clumped up. They started to split across, and I felt like Iceball was almost pressured into doing that. But you know, Morton, great positioning by him.
Really
right
great.
place, right time. Gust comes across, and Boyd.
Yeah, he used to be a manager of a team actually for Negative Synergy, but I'm sure his place is actually far better place as a gamer now. So, big shouts out to Mortar, massive gust there, really stopping the momentum of that team fight. But the team fight, well, I mean, the fights are still going. The Frozen Punisher going to be punching on here. John Cena, flat, bam, going over here, a bit of a stun, and can't quite catch him with that wall there. Can't quite catch my own words as I try to talk.
Level 13 to level 11 now, Starving. Molten is in the top lane doing what Fausta does. He's pushing, he's repping their team name, he's making the rotate, being forced by Tetris right now. They are all missing. Sylvanas is now rotating up, and it's whether or not he decides to go for that one-on-one. He may actually win this one, depending on how he plays this. But he looks like he's just going to back away and play it safe.
Yeah, fair call as well, Skimmy. So, those wee goatmen, they are walking off with their spears and doing a wee tribal dance there as they roll off into the mid lane. But surely going to be responded to nice and quickly. Another camp being picked up by G5 towards the bot lane and further trying to push their XP advantage ahead into this game. Level 14 on the horizon for them. So, they're going to be looking pretty healthy there. But the mid four, they're really posturing around it. It looks like Tetris are pretty worried about losing something like that to a lot of siege potential. But at the moment, they're just really looking for camps. There's nothing really to be fighting over. But what I like that G5 are doing is that they assert their dominance on the map. They're going for the XP, and if we even look at the XP tabs, it's quite interesting to see that, G5, they generally just have a lot more XP on each character. So, but look at this, a bit of an engage. Oh, lovely. Nice spear coming out of solution there. Nice gravity lapse as well with the follow-up. Healing being used offensively there. No kill.
Yeah, so they're trying to find a kill at that stage and really abuse the fact that they have a talent tier up. But they're going to finish off this fort in the top lane. KB is going to jump in to ETC, try and force some cooldowns out, but it's not going to be too deterred by that one. They're basically just playing it patient, Starving, waiting for that next shrine to spawn. They can time this Shaman camp in the top lane when this Infernal does spawn, and that's looking like the shot call for them now.
Yeah, definitely. And what this is going to do is just give them a bit more map pressure, and it may even force the other team, Tetris, to actually respond to that before they actually go for the shrine. We do see Sharper sitting around the bot lane, and looks like he will actually fly up now. But who is he? Falstad, but he does have wings though. He's a big boy beetle there. But we do actually see both teams, having a bit of a meeting around the mid. Sharper getting a bit of damage out to him.
Yeah, it looked like G5 had eyes set on other things instead. They don't want to go for the shrine just yet. They want to find kills. They want to try and make that a number disadvantage. And, it looked a bit anticlimactic there. Iceball did jump in rather aggressively, looking to try and force an engagement, but right now it's going back, forth, and everywhere. Yeah,
definitely KVA taking a really aggressive stance on this here. He's just looking for the Skyfire to go out of position here so he can maybe get a hook, but I think this is pretty interesting what G5 are doing. They're posturing around the mid. They're saying, go for the Punisher. We don't care. We're just going to take your fort in the mid while you're keeping the mid there. So very, very nice.
This will give them 16 and put them once again another talent tier up.
So they can continue pushing here. They don't even feel threatened, I believe. So I really like this play. Just asserting their dominance like I was saying before. And look at them now. They're running back. Tetris are like, look, we can't continue this. We are just going to get pushed. So, and even if they did get the Punisher Skimmy, I feel like, they would respond. They'd go back to it and be able to clear it.
They've been punished so hard here, Starving. I mean, they literally just lost 2 towers, a gate, and a fort for free. They didn't even start the shrine, but now the fight's going to break out. It's a case of how they execute this one. They're going on to Luminum straight away, and that's a big play by them.
Yeah, definitely Luminum going solo. Already Ancestral Healing cannot be used on Luminum, obviously, since the update, but no picks on the side of Tetris just as of yet. Divine Shield being popped, as well as a couple of other big cooldowns. And look at Solution going solo as KVA body blocks. Lovely sci-fi action coming out, the massive wall from Tassadar to really establish that kill onto the Kalthas. This could spell doom for our friends in Tetris here as they punch onto the keep.
Beautiful execution there by G5. I mean, Luminum playing that bait to a T. He soaked as much damage as possible, and he just got away with his life, and a lot of that damage went across onto him, so it allowed the rest of G5 to really punish the opposing member because they had no way of responding to it. So they find themselves a keep in the mid lane, arguably the best lane to find that keep. Now they can rotate up to find that shrine. But it looks like Tetris have other ideas. They want to fight again.
Well, I mean, they can. They are certainly ahead, and they can certainly win these fights. They are talent tier up. Massive wall coming out from the Tassadar once more. Sharper needs to be a bit more sharp than that if he wants to get away. Gravity Lapse coming out onto KVA, but the Wrath of the Berserker does get him out of that CC very quickly, as well as that stun from the Enumerate. They are simply going to be able to back off this fight. Welling Arrows still coming out, but Blessed Shield actually being used in Condemn as well. The Skyfire in a dangerous position. KVA going pretty deep here, maybe going to get a spear onto the Skyfire, but Gravity Lapse being popped onto him and Rhaegar. A nice gust, actually missing everyone, so not a nice gust at all. And a nice Condemn coming up as well as they all punch on, trying to get a couple more kills. Looks like the cow may become mincemeat once again, but doesn't quite reach the factory and that truck just running out of petrol there in the stand.
Yeah,
Go
no,
on,
very, very, very low there. I mean, they got turned on. They're still looking for kills. It seems to be a
Wow.
back and forth. It's like a seesaw. I'll be going for you. Maybe. Yes, we are now. And we're going to take you away.
Look at that, Luminum getting body blocked and actually managing to get a kill out of it. But wow, what a game, Skimmy. I believe this does actually result in GG, but what I think that does come from is being at such a massive level disadvantage throughout that most of the game there, and G5 just really asserting their dominance, showing that they don't need punishes. Look at it, it's been up for about the past 3-4 minutes, Skimmy. Amazing.
4-level lead, Starving, and this is it. 50k damage on Sonya. Your comp is built around enabling her, and enable, she did.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is going to be a pretty interesting one in terms of who people think the MVP is. If you have any ideas, toss them out in the chat, because what a game. I mean, to be honest, I really, really like the Sonya plays. She played really confidently. That was KVA as well on that there, but man, I think we'll have to toss it over in a short moment, let you guys have a couple of moments to decide what's going on there. But wow, Skimmy, have you got anything to add there for that game? What do you think went wrong?
I mean, it's just interesting. I think they got really heavily punished at the end there when they tried to go for the Shrine. A little bit of indecisive shot calling really punished them there. They just lost a lot of entry into their mid keep. When they finally came across the fight, they invested so many resources into the Rhaegar, and the fact that they actually didn't get the Rhaegar, it hurt them, and it hurt them really bad. And that final fight where it looked like, okay, you know, the rest of Tetris are coming in, we can re-engage. They ran in and they're like, oh, that's actually not working for us. They went to actually go away, and then G5 were like, sweet, we'll just re-engage again.
Exactly. So yeah, G5 just really playing in their sort of style, you know, playing very aggressive and not looking back. So they went just straight forward, punched on. But I mean, you know, were there any suggestions for the MVP that you noticed there, Kit Fox, or anything you want to throw in there?
Well, you said it yourself, Starving. The plays from Sonya were actually quite good there. Those hooks were just on point.
Yeah.
But Morton is the call for the Twitch chat for the MVP suggestions there. So take with that one what you will. But I'm in agreement with yourself, Starving.
Yeah, I would have to. I don't know about you, Skimmy, but I'd probably have to go with KVA on that one. On the Sonya. Yeah. So I mean, you know, congrats to KVA and congrats to Custom 5 for getting themselves in the grand finals. I believe most people are ready for the grand final, so it's all up to you, big boy Kid Fox, as to what we do here. But I mean, KVA, congratulations on the going to the draw to win the Plantronics 500 HD headset there.
Well done, KVA. So you'll go into the draw, as my boy Starving just said, for that Plantronics Rig 500 HD headset, awarded at the end of the Fire and Ice Invitational. Now, that means it's just ticked over to midnight in New Zealand, if I'm correct, and that also means that our producer Crisis has just had a birthday. So happy birthday to Crisis, our producer. We'll let your age go through to the keeper. We'll just let that one pass on by. But happy birthday, mate. Now, the big one is coming up, ladies and gentlemen. It is Fission versus G5. The calls were for Tetris heavily in the Twitch chat to take that one out. But G5 too strong, and they're going up against Fission very, very soon. We've got about an hour or so to push this through before Medivh drops. And we'll be bringing you the grand final for that $50 cash prize. Stay tuned. We'll be back very, very shortly.